So I was thinking, what are the best operators? And I was thinking I might do a two-part episode. This episode is going to be on the defenders. And I was thinking, my friend was asking me what character should I choose, and he's newer to the game. And I told him that he should go for Mute. And there was other friends in my party that said, Rook, pick Rook. And I was like, we had a little bit of conversation, like who would be the best beginner's choice? And who are the most helpful members that you can have on your team? And I was thinking, I'll do 5 defenders, and I'll do 5 attackers, because there's 5 people on your team, and not everyone can take up all 5 of those. 4 people can take up 5 slots, right? So I was going to show you what you should go for if your team is absent. These are the characters that basically are well-rounded on any of the maps. And I would say the number 5 choice for me, I would say, is Jaeger. Now, Jaeger's assault rifle, it's amazing. I'll give it that. It is awesome. But the main reason why we're talking about Jaeger is his ability. His little drones that blow up grenades. The reason why I'm putting him at the bottom of the list, well, I mean, he is in the top 5 still, so he is still a good character, and you should definitely go for him. But the reason why I'm putting him at the bottom of the 5 is definitely because of his gadget. His gadget is good, don't get me wrong. It's helpful, and it's definitely just a fuse murderer. If somebody's going fuse, and you're going Jaeger, they're not getting in the room. But one thing I will tell you is that this gadget is not useful in all game modes, especially like bomb. Or not especially bomb, like hostage. People aren't normally going to be throwing grenades in the room with hostage, because they know that if they throw a grenade in that room, the hostage is going to die. So you're not going to have to worry about grenades, which is what I do. If it's hostage, I never choose Jaeger. Jaeger is not someone you're going to want to go when it is hostage. Mainly because your devices are not going to be useful. But if you're playing hostage and your whole other team is taking all other 4 characters, I definitely would go for Jaeger. So, number 4 slot. Who would we go for? I would definitely say the number 4 slot would be Rook. Rook is amazing. I absolutely love him. He is my personal favorite. And he is actually, you know what? I take that back. I actually take that back. I would say that the number 4 spot would go to Pulse. Not Rook. Rook's a little bit better. I'll tell you that. I actually really love Rook more than a lot of the characters. Now, the thing is about Pulse, he is a team player. You must use him as a team player. He doesn't have a gadget or anything that helps out your team, like, defensive-wise. But if somebody is playing Pulse right, and you have a full team of 5 people, and you're playing ranked, you're going against some really skilled people that are around the corner, they're always behind something, they're taking cover. If you're playing Pulse and you're playing him correctly, you're gonna demolish. I'm telling you that much. If you have somebody smart and that communicates very well with Pulse, you will know where every single enemy is. Not 24/7, because obviously they can't scan the entire map 24/7, but as long as they're close enough, Pulse can definitely just make your defensive team amazing if they call out. But if they don't call out, I would definitely say Pulse is which is why I put him in the 4th place. Now, what would be our 3rd place? I would say Bandit. Bandit would be the 3rd place. Bandit's gun is actually really good. I actually really love this gun because it's a high fire rate and is really good for short range combat. Or you could use your shotgun, which is I mean, it's good. It's not the best shotgun out there, but it is pump action, so it's okay. But this thing, its recoil is kind of insane, but if you can land your hits, you're perfectly fine. But aside from his weapon, his gadget. Let's say it's kind of like a mute, but less as effective. You can put his charges on like reinforced walls or something like that. Like you can put them on those walls, but you can't put it on something that's not metal, which is kind of a disadvantage. But another advantage to playing as this character is that you get 3 barbed wire, meaning that if you're playing hostage and you place it around the hostage, they're not getting to it without you knowing about it. So back to his device. His device, what it does is, since he gets so many barbed wire, is because he can put his traps in barbed wire, which means, you know, it sucks when you're walking around and you get in a barbed wire, then you have to hit it, or you have to slowly go through it and make a lot of noise. Well, let's say you walk into the barbed wire and it starts shocking you. Like, you start taking damage over time. Like, that would suck even more, because it does damage over time. So it must suck to walk into it and be like, oh shit, that hurts. So he can actually put him on reinforced walls as well. And when he does put him on reinforced walls, if the enemy's on the other side of that wall and they try to touch it, they take damage. They're gonna take damage. So that's basically Bandit, and the reason why I put him in 3rd place is because I would definitely say Mute is better than him. And coming in our 2nd place is Rook. Rook. I love Rook. He is my favorite defender, my personal favorite. I absolutely love his weapon. I love his MP5. It is my favorite weapon to ever use in this game. But aside from his weapons, I would definitely talk about his device, which he doesn't have a device, it's more of a kit. He drops down armor that gives your team extra health. If you are taking, let's say, the P9 pistol versus another P9 pistol, and you guys just shoot each other in the chest back to back, bang 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 bang, you're gonna win that fight at the end. That's what I'm saying. If you can take more damage than the attackers, and that is an amazing advantage, especially in ranked, because even if you're winning that fight with 1 health left, you won that fight and your team is at an advantage of numbers right now, meaning that you are outnumbering the other team, and that is amazing. But if they get the first shot on you, you can also, it gives you a little bit more health to just turn around and fire back. So that's why Rook is amazing. He is my absolute favorite character, but obviously this isn't about my personal favorites. This is about who's better. And talking about who's better, Mute. I would have to say he is the #1 character defender ever. He is I don't like him, but if I was to put him on a list from most useful to least useful, he would be at the top of it. Mainly because of his device. His MP5K is, I don't like it. I don't really like it that much, and this is kind of why I don't play him, is because yes, I like supporting my team, but if I can't support my team on the firing end, I am not gonna like that. But aside from his guns, his gadget is absolutely amazing. And that is, I would say, useful. When a gadget is amazing, it's very useful. And what he has is he has these little mute charges. His mute charges are the best thing that you can have on your team. Especially if you're on that new map, the Rio map. Can't remember what it's called at the moment. But if you're playing on the Rio map, mute is mandatory. You must have him or they will be breaching from every single wall. The enemy team is going to be unstoppable, and I'll tell you that much, that is experience. I've had that problem. Someone didn't go mute and we all were fucked. But oops, sorry about that. Aside from my own personal experiences, how do I put this? He puts his mute charges down, nothing is getting past it. If you're putting a mute charge down, and this is the coolest thing about what they updated about him, is that he doesn't have to put it on one wall. He can put it anywhere he wants to. Meaning that if you have a double wall that has 2 reinforcements, you can put 1 mute charge in between those 2 walls, and the enemy team will not be able to place thermite charges or breaching charges on windows if you decide to put your mute charge under a window. Let's say you are defending and there's a hatch on the roof. If you have, let's say, a table or something to put your mute charge on, it will mute the hatch. They will not be able to breach the hatch even if they have a thermite. Which is amazing. His ability is probably the best in the game, although I do not like him the best. And this video was basically all 5 of the defenders rated from bottom to top, but one character that I kind of forgot to remember to say, which I wouldn't put him in the top 5 because he's not the most useful character because he can still be destroyed, but when you work hand in hand with Mute, he's pretty good. His gun's awesome as well. He just, basically what he does is he makes it to where it's either you're blowing up this door or you're shooting and meleeing the hell out of this door before you get in. And he just basically puts like a small reinforcement of a door. So basically that was my top 5 defenses, and go watch my other video, top 5 attackers, if I haven't already posted that. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped out, and if it did, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm not going to force that upon you. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'd like it if you do. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.